and should be coming through, so it should be 999. So the fact we've got a 0.03 means that somewhere the live and neutral are touching. So customers noticed a leak coming from the loft, so we're going to investigate more. They haven't got a ladder and this was painted shut, so what are we going to do? I mean, straight away I can see loads of holes in the roof, which looks like vents. But I can genuinely see out of, well, the only bits you can see now are obviously holes. So nice big loft, and anyone coming up into the loft, stay on the joists. So obviously there's a joist, there's a joist. Don't put your foot in between. I've made that mistake when I was younger in my mum's and fell through into her bedroom ceiling. Where the leak's coming from is right there, so I can see it already. Oh, spider's webs. Let me stick this on me. So let's have a look where this leak's coming from. Ooh. It does. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Found it. There we go. Oh, you just can't see it because I've got my phone down. So see on this. So maybe that just needs tightening. So hopefully this isolation valve works. And what I can do is turn this off and go and get my spanner. Please be loose. No, see, oh, maybe. Oh no, until I've done that really. So how I can test whether that isolation valve off is if I push this down and no water comes out. Obviously, those who don't know, this is the old system of a ball float. So this air activates this pin. So I don't know if you can see that pin there. So that pin should come out with a bit of help, and then as it fills up, that pin pushes back in. So what I'm going to do is just test that this does work. I'll put it back on and we'll go, there you go. And then we can turn this off again, test that. Lovely. And now all I can do is take that off, put some PTF tape on it and tighten it back on, and hopefully that should be job's a good one, because I've got another call out to go to. So this was lucky it was a quick one. Well, hopefully. Oh god, I'm out of breath. So back again, spanner, PTF tape. Those who don't know what PTF tape is, it's a really thin, like almost stringy type of tape that obviously fits in all these little cracks and crevices of, I don't say I need 2 spanners. As you can see, no more drip, and it's all working. That's the next one. So this one is the socket seat tripping. So if I put that on the RCD trip, so turn that off, it's on. So initially, if you get this, the first thing you do is unplug everything that's on that circuit and then try it again. And if it stays up, it means that it's something that's plugged in. If you know you've unplugged everything and it's still tripping, it means it's a wire or a socket. We've been around the house, nothing's plugged in and it's still tripping. So what I'm going to do now is obviously disconnect the cables. I'm going to get my multimeter and I'm going to test obviously these cables, and if we've got a fault if it's a complete ring and we've got a fault in obviously both sides, what we'll do then is we'll go and disconnect a socket on that ring, and then one of these legs should be fault free, which we can either energize that one and see which ones aren't thinking, or we can obviously rule that side out, and anything that's not, hello, don't want to go in there, everything's off. But yeah, let's go and get me tester. So one thing I can see already is that obviously if I've got the two lives, this one's a solid core and this one's like a what do they call it, like a multi-core. Obviously not sure why that would be, but again, same with the neutrals and things. So first thing to do before I even get my tester out is just test continuity. So these will beep if this is in a complete circuit. So obviously this is the ring main, we expect this one to come back and be joined to this one, so we want this to beep. So no beep, that's not good, because it's not actually a ring main then. Leave that one. What we need to check now is what trips the RCD is if there's electricity going from the live to the earth perhaps. So we do not want this to beep. We don't want that to beep, and we don't want this to beep. So that wire to me is good. That's good. And then right, so somewhere we've got an earth touching the live and the neutral on this leg. So what I can do now is I'm going to get my tester and I can test this cable, because this isn't on a radial. It isn't on a ring, it's on two radials. So what I can do is if I go and get my tester and the insulation resistance passes between these cables, I can energize this side, and then we hopefully half the searching for the fault. So let's go and do that. So I've got my tester, I'll set it to insulation resistance test, and what this is going to do is send electricity down this side, and obviously if it picks any up in the other side, it means that there's leakage between these two wires are, like, you know, touching or closely touching, or the insulation thing. So we want this number to be what it is now, greater than 999. There we go. So that's good. And then we do it across live and air, insulation resistance between them. So let's do, everything's disconnected, so let's do insulation. So again, it's going to send the current through. These aren't connected, so nothing should be coming through, so it should be 999. So the fact we've got a 0.03 means that somewhere the live and neutral are touching, almost, well, pretty much touching. And if we do live and earth, so they are exactly touching. So there's zero resistance between live and earth, which isn't what we want. So obviously you want maximum resistance between them. So they're all touching somewhere. Normally, if they're all touching, that to me says water, because it's unlikely that you'd have a screw or something where they'd all be touching. So we cannot energize that side, because it will obviously trip the RCD. So let's dig a little deeper. I can disconnect the socket now and work backwards and test where we're getting that reading. I mean, the second socket I just pulled off, and you can see this bit of black on the earth was, where was it touching? Oh yeah, touching there on the live. And also someone's had a right good go at like putting the screws back into this socket. So I'm gonna guess that like that that was squashed in behind there, and someone's sort of crimped them on. So what we can do now is go back the board and test the insulation resistance again, and hopefully it's gone. Fingers crossed that's it. So what did we have? Live earth, wasn't it? So please come up 999. No, still got it. So you might have more than one. Yeah. Yeah, nearly. Yeah. So what we can do though is test that one now and see. Hopefully we don't have it on both. Obviously this cable's separate to that one, so we're going to go, unless these go into a junction box, in which case they would share the same reading. So that one is touching that one somewhere. And say, let's have a look. Same with that. And then, yeah, so let's hope that that side is that, and then let's hope that this side is 3, so we want 999. Whee! So let's hope that, yep. And what was the last one? Yeah. So if that's the case, great. It means that the fault is on one side of the leg now, which is good. Kind of makes sense. So it's just about taking more sockets off now and seeing where it goes. So we just pulled another one off, and I've noticed all the black here and on that earth, and there's a bit on the neutral there as well. And then when you look at the socket, obviously you can see these lines of black where it's obviously touched, and inside the live there. And when I pulled this off, there's no air sleeve at all on any of the earth. So let's hope we found this is the last issue, and we'll test these now, and hopefully that is it. And then maybe we'll be able to go to the board and they'll all be fine and we can put them back on. So we're getting 0.03 on one of these cables and the others are all fine now. So I mean, literally we've gone from that one, this one. I mean, this one's a weird one because it's got obviously brown and black and brown and blue. So obviously the newest style cables were brown and blue, whereas the old style were black and red. So it's not a 4-core either, which I thought, because it's obviously like a switch live in that case, but who knows. Let's take this last socket off and hopefully find the fault there, and then it'll be okay. So obviously we're going round, and before we take anything off, I don't know if you can see that like turquoise colour. So obviously with this socket being on the ground floor and low, before I even take that off, I'm going to assume that there is water damage behind. So what I was talking about, how I used to bring my apprentices along and they'd go, what the hell is going on? So you'd take a double socket off or any socket off and expect to see 2 cables or 1 on a radial. So we know that this is a radial, so each socket should have a maximum of 2 and one of the sockets should have 1, except we found 2 sockets with 4 and another socket with 3 and then a load of sockets with 1. So it's just, if like one of the apprentices here, they'd be like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? But what we've done is we've traced it to the next room where there's another one with 3 or 4 cables in, and one of the cables that seems to go upwards, maybe towards the loft, is the one with the fault. So as I've disconnected that, I've gone back to these ones which had the fault, and the fault's no longer there. So that means that we can reconnect these ones and we should just be left with the cable between sockets which has got the fault. So just on another call out now, and the one below,
yeah,
mentioned it, said that there was water coming through a spotlight. So took the bath panel off, and you can see, well, you might not be able to see it, but yeah, it's wet down there. So, oh, I can see the drip now. It's coming from the waist of the bath. So hopefully that'll be an easy fix. We'll take that off. Looks like someone's siliconed it and reseal it. Been knackered today, so we went to a kids party with Anderson, and I've literally just fell asleep on the bed in the day, and call out company just woke me up, and I was like, hello, I'm asleep, no. And she was like, it's in L17, and I was like, so it's in the road behind my house, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go and have a look. So it's come through as the drain in the garden has burst, so I'm hoping that's not a poo drain that's burst, because I've still got the rest of my day to do. I was only planning on having a little nap. Although I'm also hoping it's not the mains water, because then either way it could be a tricky one. But let's go and have a look. Hopefully it's a nice easy rodding job and I can go back and get ready. So obviously this is an old toilet basically, so before looking, it's going to be, I'm guessing it's going to be lead or copper, but eventually it'll be lead. And obviously they're normally just capped off, but you've been obviously digging this out. I'm guessing you're going to do something with the garden. Yeah. So underneath here, let's have a look. Yeah, it's the old lead one. Right, I'll tell you what you can do. You can smack it with a hammer and close it off. So I'll show you that now. Yeah. Right, let's show people. Dun, dun, dun. But basically, look, this is a nice pliable lead pipe, and you can just pull this up. Now you've wet all the floor. And one thing you can do is just because it's the old lead one basically. Yeah. You can have you turned that off?
Yeah, I've just turned it off now.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, just
imagine that was a bit of a panic.
Well, I mean, I've literally just been taking out this.
You are obviously, you're lucky that it's in the garden, isn't it? Well, it's not. And also, what you want to check, obviously you want to block that off, because what this will do now is that's not so much of a problem. No. The next problem you might have is if you drop anything down there.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
That is still connected to the main. So what this does, this comes in together here. So you'll have one from the outside there. Yeah. That'll come along, go to there. This one will tee into it, and then down here is what. You're right, mate. I've just bent it over here, but I was just explaining that his next thing will be that don't drop anything down that main pipe, because that'll still be sort of, I imagine if that water's on, that mains will still be connected here.
I wouldn't know about the wastewater side of it, so I don't clean us.
Yeah, so there you go into, we take these out all the time. One sec. So this is like what's called your plunge point. Right. So they're always normally in the middle of the back gate, but if you ever have a blockage on your mains, what you do is you'll take this out and your mains will come into that, drop down, and it goes into a swan neck, and then goes into the mains in the alleyway there. So that would be your first point of call if you ever have a blockage in your house on your mains.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
Calculated by the total monthly charges remaining in the applicable minimum term. Are you happy for us to conduct a credit check to go ahead with this order today?
Yeah.
If you or any of your users would like a copy of our terms and conditions in an alternative format, braille, large print, please advise, and I can assign a specialist to support your needs and call back to discuss. Do you think you might need that, or are you good?
No, I'm alright. Cheers.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to pop you in a small hold. When I come back, what I'm going to do is send you a DocuSign. So it's an e-signature document. It will ask you for your title, position in the business, your signature. Then you will click adopt and sign, next and finish, which will send it back to me. So I'll just pop you in a very small hold and I'll be back, okay?
Cheers.
Thank you.
So I am on the phone to Free, and I need to sort out the wireless side of the internet. So the 5G we've got in that area, which is good. Oh, I don't know whether I'm allowed to play that on YouTube or not. It's mad all stuff like that, isn't it, now? That's just stuff you don't think of. But yeah, hopefully next day delivery, because I have got the alarm kit has turned up, so I need to fit that. I've got a new screen for the one on the yard, and I need to go and fit the hot water so that we've got hot water on the yard. And I think that is us compliant with health and safety then. I'll go and see if there's anything else. I'm probably going to move them CCTV blocks to the edge of the back, so that obviously health and safety, that no one can reverse and fall down that big cliff. And what else? I'm going to go in a minute to the student jobs and check how they're getting on. But yeah, hopefully get this 5G back up, and yeah, makes us a bit more tamper proof with the yard. And I'll start getting notifications then if anyone steps foot on the yard and if the alarm goes off. So what I've done is we've gone with Hikvision for the CCTV, and they also do an alarm system. So it'll be linked, so it'll be on the same phone app, which is good. Don't want to have too many bits going on.
Now the email itself has my name on it, so it'll say...
On this one, you were in yesterday, weren't you? Yeah. Spraying. So now we need to do electric second fix. All this can go on now, we've sprayed. The stickers can come off all the windows. I can order the kitchen now, can't I? I'll give Mick. Do you want to just check these measurements now? I'll
The worktops sometimes do 3 metre ones for about 45.
Oh yes, I'll check that. Lads are varnishing here, and then painting the sides of the stairs before we do the bits. Maybe up to bathrooms. This one needs grouting. No, looks good, this one, doesn't it? Rads are going on soon. In here is flooring and door frames, and then that one will be pretty much done. Same in the bedrooms, yeah. Windowsills need to go on. This one, that one's been grouted. Just needs touching up now where we've done that. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Where are we up to? Finishing here? Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. You okay?
Good, good. Oh, you can tell this one's been varnished. The sheen on that, I smell it. It's lovely, the smell. You sound like a smackhead saying that. So in here is just, I say, windowsills, and then the cupboards can start getting built, can't they? And why is it always corners?
I can't, if I show this now, everyone's going to go, oh, look at the state of the plastering. But, like, if anyone wants to come and feel this wall, I'm happy leaving a little tiny bit of filler that needs doing. But it does seem to be every room. It's getting better as you go down from the loft. Because Kev was teaching you. Sardine Kev. How are you getting on? Looking good? Yeah. So, I'm going to go over the other job now and have a look how they're getting on there. If one of you wants to get the filler out and just do every corner. So before I ordered this kitchen, because we've changed this, haven't we? So we've got the wall you're doing now is obviously that way. So we should have what? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Is that 6? Yeah, 1, 2. 6, but then that's a corner unit. So ideally, if we've got 600s, 3.6. Yeah. What is it? 3.4.
3.450.
Okay, so we're going to have to change. Obviously, that boiler cupboard will be 600. Again, he's done the pipe work where we can't put a cupboard there now. Just made it easier for himself. And then, so yeah, send me that measurement, and then this one is going right to the end. Send me that measurement here, and then it's just this one to see if we come. Yeah, I do 600 on the floor there, and if we put. Measure 600 there, and then what have we got? 3 600s there. So measure 600 there, and if we imagine where's 600 there? Yeah, so put that there. So imagine that's a cupboard, and then come this. Oh yeah, so we can walk past, and then we've got 3 600s there. So come 1.8 there. Just want to check we've got enough of a walkway here. Oh, you've got loads, yeah. So if they both come out 600 there, that we can get through. Because on paper it looks fine, but then you end up sometimes with, we've got that gap there to walk through, yeah. See what I mean? Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, you've sent me those two. That one's alright. It might just be that one we've got to change then. We'll just get, we've got to knock 20 centimetres off plus the fillets and stuff, so I'll order that now. I can order that now, you've painted, can't I? Sound? Let me send that to Mike. Yeah.
Delicious Big Mac crisp tender chicken patties. That
I thought you were turning it down. I was just about to say, he's learning the YouTube way. Where are we up to on this one? Obviously, peel the stickers off last on the door stop bits. Looks like a bit of cork around there.
Yeah, we're downstairs. Downstairs, little corners who cork woodwork.
And then doors.
Yeah,
We need to. Have we got a door for that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Change the ribbon down a bit.
I was going to say it looks very tall.
Top and bottom off it. Kitchen is looking good. Just need dishwasher, washing machine, tap for the sink.
Are they in the office?
Yes.
Okay, and the tap for the sinks in the office.
No, we need to pick one up.
We need to.
Yeah.
Alright. Jordan said he's ordered 4 to the office.
Taps or sinks?
Taps. No,
I went in on Friday and
didn't have any.
yeah, so
Fair enough, that boxing in looks good. And the boiler. He's done it again with the pipes next to the boiler. So we're going to have fun doing that one again. And then we also need to tell him what height to do the boilers. So the...
I mean, this one had to go where it was because the flues coming up pretty much below the gutter. So
Oh yeah, true. That'll be why. That'll be why. So, for anyone, is this open?
No, I haven't got a key though.
Who's got that? Alright, never mind. For those who don't know, it might look a bit weird. Obviously, this cupboard being lower than the others. I think Gary mentioned it, didn't he, when he come in? But that is because the flue for the boiler comes out literally just below the gutter and the fascia. So if we were to do it higher, there'd be like, you know, loads of other work outside that it wouldn't... Everything's possible, I suppose. I always say it's just the cost and time of doing it. But I think that looks alright for what it is. Ideally, we'd have that level with these other units, but you can't always have it. Well, yeah, then it'd be coming out in the roof, wouldn't it? Because you can see the pitch of the roof. Which you can get vents that come out in the roof. However, I don't think it's good to have a vertical flue, because then condensation comes back into the boiler. But yeah, the upstand looks good, doesn't it? Compared to what we
just need the silicon round out till last,
Can't. I feel it's weird, there's not many people on this job now, is there? Just you and Tom?
Did I hear other plumbers doing the rads over there?
Yeah.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Push down to
The hob. Yeah, getting to do both. And let me see if I can get the kitchen delivered. And we've got the worktops, haven't we?
Yep.
So let's see if we can get that kitchen done Thursday, so that when they come and do the rads, he's ticked everything off, and then he can give us the gas safe then. And then everything, you know what I mean, rather than getting them back another day to do the hob. So maybe let's try and let me ring Mike now from over this kitchen, get that dropped off and get the worktops done over there, so that all the gas is ticked off. Looking good. Let's have a little quick look. No music on up here. Look at this, straight in. I need to get a jig for this, but it'd be a jig, but then we'd have to get the curved, that's what I mean, a router jig, but they do a jig that's specifically for that. Yeah, but it's just easier, isn't it? Looks better if it's like a routed circle and then we just get curved hinges. If I can get a good deal on the curved hinges, I'll just buy them in bulk, because I do think they look better. But yeah, sound. It's looking good, isn't it? Just needs a good tidy up, doesn't it? Oh, he's ordered them.
He's got more.
He's got more of the same ones, yeah.
Sweet.
So let me check now whether they've come in. What day is it? Bank holiday. Always throws me. It's Tuesday morning, and just on the way to a call out's just come through. It says the flexi on the back of the toilet, so it should be a pretty easy job. And luckily it's opposite the block of flats that we own and rent out, and I've had a bit from there. They've said, you know, one of the ovens isn't working, do you want me to order another one and something else, so I'll pop over there as well and have a little look, see how they're getting on, and any maintenance needs doing on them, keep on top of it. Right, let's go and see how this one is now. So you've had, obviously it was dripping from underneath here, so I've had a little look and it's actually dripping from this joint here, but obviously where you've tried to tighten it, you've had this replaced, haven't you?
Yeah, well, it's a few years ago I've had that replaced.
And then the flush now has gone, you know, half of what it is basically. It's not flushing as much as it used to, as much water. But I think that's to do with when you tighten this bolt underneath, that's done that, and then obviously that's stopping that from working properly. So I'll have a look at it. If not, I've got a new one of them in my van, but we'll try and get that one working if it's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a new one and get it done with, if you do.
Well, I'll see, that one might be fine, so no point.
Okay.
But we'll check that. So you've isolated it anyway, either.
Yeah, and I thought it wasn't
kitchen.
going off. I thought it seemed to be moving.
You might have a tank in your loft.
Yes, no, I don't know.
So sometimes
They
you'll
used
turn
to-
the water off,
Yeah,
it'll still have water, but
I
that's
used to
just what's in
understand
the
all,
tank.
you know, with the old system.
Yeah.
I never understood it, like, but I could do things like. But since they've done all this business,
Have you got you've got a book here, just in
Yeah.
case you want to take this off, it'll
the big town if you want.
change. So all I've done is take this off. Just be careful sometimes because this one's sealed, but sometimes you'll take this off and what'll happen is all the water that's in the cistern at the minute will come out. So just be careful of that. I always have a bucket ready in case. But all we're going to do is, it was coming from, obviously, oh, you can't see that. It was coming from this join with the brass, so it has what's like obviously this rubber seal which fits in and cramps that, so either this wasn't tight enough, but it's always good to put a bit of PTF tape also because it just helps, you know, any drips. So while this is off, I've just tightened the actual filler system to the toilet system so that doesn't twist about if someone was to do the tighten this again. So hopefully we can put this on now and you'll see like that rubber does all the work, but the PTF tape is just like an extra. So we'll hand tighten that, and then what I'll do is I'll just tighten it with this, making sure not to spin the filler like that. So what we want to check is that it's still free to move. So that's tight. Let's put this back on and see how we get on. Basically, they've got a shore stop which uses a bit of obviously pressure to turn off the mains water, which you can see underneath there. There's the main stop tap. So that one should be open. And again, right, another tip, I keep saying this, but never turn your stop tap fully open because I've just loosened that one and basically a bit of lime scale sticks, and sometimes you'll go to turn them off and they will not turn. So there's a tip for you. If you open any stop taps, open them fully and then turn them back slightly. So if we put that on, you can hear obviously the water going through. There you go, hot and cold on. And then if we go to, this should start filling up. So you can see that's free to move. Oh, and it's still leaking from there, so let's turn that off again. At least we can see where it was. So just turned this back on and it was still leaking from here, and I've tightened that to the right tightness for it to be working, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a hairline crack in the plastic of this adapter. So obviously I don't know if it's been tightened too much which has caused that, but yeah, we'll swap that now. I'll probably just swap the actual flexi so it's got a better flexi on it, one with the isolator maybe. What I've done, I took this one off, I'll put a new one on with an isolator, and I'm just going to push. Oh, that was a bit horrible, didn't go in as nice as I'd expected. Let's have a look. And then basically, rather than that little rubber now, I sort of think these are better because you've got a bit more of an area to grab. And I'll just put a bit more tape. So let me see if you can see that. So just one thing to make sure the tape, the PTF tape, goes round in the direction that the nut is going, because if you imagine if I was to put this on clockwise now, it tightens the tape. If I was to put the tape on the other way and tighten it, I'd be going against the tape and it'd come loose and wouldn't do its job. So now most of the time you can just hand tighten these rubbers because you don't want them too tight, but I'll just give them a little let's see until that starts twisting, and then you know that you're right. Can you just turn that switch again for me, please? The stop tap one. And then the air out the system. And then no more leaks. So nice and easy fix, that one. And you do feel for the owners in that sense, because they've tried to obviously fix it themselves, and in doing so they've actually created the problem or made it worse. So on those speed fit types of connections, I'll put one here now. We've had this a few times where you can't over tighten them. So normally, obviously metal on metal, you want to try and obviously tighten it as much as you can. However, when you're doing plastic, you've got to realise that it's plastic to metal, and normally it's the metal nut and it's going onto a metal adapter or a plastic one, and what can happen is you're doing metal to metal with a plastic in between. I mean, the one thing that will break before the metal is the plastic, and that's what's happened on that case. I have got the thing here. I was going to try and dismantle it and show you the hairline, but I just can't get it on video, the hairline crack basically that's in it. We've had this before on a shower mixer, where obviously we've used those plastic adapters just to make it quicker, the speed fit, and yeah, we've had a hairline drip, and it's been tiled plasterboarded, and obviously when you take it off you see the hairline drip, and it's a crack in the thing. You can't fix it by tightening it or putting PTF tape on. So I've tried that, turned it back on, water was absolutely gushing out, and I was like, yeah, that's not right, because I've tightened that. And yeah, so just be careful when you use them not to over tighten them. Most of the time they've got that rubber in, you can hand tighten them. So yeah, and not the first time, but she actually gave me a tip then as well, which is nice. You think, you know, you're paying an emergency prices and you're going out and fixing this, and majority, I mean, even I myself would be like, bloody hell, you're paying like £180 for someone to come out and fix your leak. And she gave me a £10 tip, which was nice. And I always do offer, she didn't have anything else, but I say, look, you know, you've paid for an hour, I've been here 20 minutes, is there anything else while I'm here that you've paid for that you want me to have a look at? You know, any sockets need switching or anything else plumbing wise, or because, you know, I sort of think they've paid for that hour. Just because you've sorted that one job doesn't mean that you can't offer to do anything further for them. And I think it goes a long way if people are, you know, there is sometimes though where I say it and they go, oh yeah, we need, like, you know, all this and that, and I was like, yeah, that, you know, that will go into another hour. Well, like, we need to replumb the whole bathroom. But I'm just on the way to the flats now, and I'll check a couple of these issues. So I've just pulled up to the flats. However, I've just got a message about blocked drain on back garden, L21. So I've just told them how far away I am. So I haven't turned the engine off, because if they send through the address, obviously I'll have to go straight there rather than going into the flats, but they might cancel it, we'll see. So yeah, just waiting.
and it's just come through. So let's pop that into the sat nav, and away we go. Yeah, show me. But yeah, obviously, so he said that obviously this is blocked and it's actually coming out of the gully, and that the toilet is flushing slow. So they're all signs that obviously the mains is blocked. Now luckily you have got an access chamber. Well, I'm assuming it's an access chamber, so what I'm going to do is pull that up now, and take a look. If that's air sealed, when I pull that up, more might come out. So we'll take a look. Hopefully I'll get it this time. So I've just used me key to lift the access chamber up, and as you can see it is blocked. So we're going to get to work trying to obviously unblock this without getting it on myself, where I have to go home and get changed. But obviously down here is blocked, so just to see the direction as well, really. There we go. So there's the yeah, let me so I'll bucket a bit more so I can see, and then I've done it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the bit I always miss on video. Do you want to go and put the taps on and we'll flush it through? Because what we've got to do is obviously get rid of all this. Yeah, and flush the toilet if you want. Yeah. Just need to get a big, if you flush the toilet it'll be better, we'll get a big flow of there you go. All clear now. Just want to maybe get some buckets and swill it down here. Oh. So all done. As you can tell, it wasn't the nicest of ones. Some of them you'll see early in the week I turn up with a hammer and smack the pipe and I'm off. Other ones, yeah, you got to get your hands and feet dirty. So I'm getting better at not getting covered in poo, which is a good thing. But it's cheers. And they give me a tip as well. So I stayed a bit longer and just talked them through, obviously everything to do with the drains. You know, any issues in the future, how to troubleshoot them before ringing an emergency plumber or electrician. And obviously again just said, look, if there's anything else around the house that you're after. And no, I think it goes a long way, just a little tiny bit extra, and you know, people are made up. But yeah, can't believe I'm getting tips as an emergency plumber. That one, I feel weird. I don't want to touch myself, even though I've bleached everything and washed my hands and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the flats now, and unless we get another call out en route. So we got, obviously there was a leak outside. When was that? It was ages ago, wasn't it? It was a while ago. But obviously it's all dry, there's just staining. So I've had this a couple of times where they've called me out and said, oh, it's leaking still. However, it's not, it's just the staining's not been painted over. So what I'm going to do is stain block that. and then obviously if it comes through again, we know that it's still a leak. And if it doesn't, then we know obviously the leak's fixed and it just needed obviously stain block and painting. So the other thing was that this oven is slow to heat up. So that's the oven, isn't it? If I put that on max now, and if I get the camera, and we can see how quickly that goes up to, well, obviously that's heating up quick. That's 100 degrees more now. 130. Watch, I was going to say, watch you don't switch that. So it is working.
Yeah.
Because he just rang me and said about ordering a new one, and I was like, oh, let me go and have a look, see whether it's.
I mean, staff aren't like knowledgeable.
I'm normally in a good mood, however, my entire day has been ruined by. I went to get lunch then, and I went picnic, by the way, on Smithdown Road, which is I'd recommend to anyone. It was lovely and healthy as well. But while I was there, I logged onto the Wi-Fi and the Splice app. So I use Splice app to do all these videos, and I'd done one about the mini digger, and I was trying to export it, save to my phone, and it was saying not enough memory, and then I've got to update my iPhone in order for so that's annoying me. And then while I was there, I thought, oh, let me try and sort this Google problem out. So if you Google my company, it comes up on mine, but it's not public because I've done something in that info that Google has determined isn't right, and so they've suspended my account. And I've gone through everything, and I've watched their guidelines, and everything is right. So I don't know what I've done wrong. So I've tried to email them, I've tried to go through all their little chat bots, and you spend half an hour going through all that, filling all the information out, filling in like customer IDs, all that stuff, and then you press submit, and you get an email off them saying, thanks for, looking for help for why your account was suspended. Please read our guidelines, and if you need any further help, contact us again. So I've done that for the last 10 months maybe, and it's the exact same email, and there's no other way, no other buttons you can press. I've tried putting in every other thing, and I just get back to the same thing. So in that time I've done over 100 call outs where I've got the Google business card that I could tap, and when I finish a call out and everyone's made up, I can say, can you leave me a review? So I should have over 100 reviews now on my Google account, but I don't, because I cannot find what's up with my stupid account, and I can't even get through to anyone at Google to find out what's up with it. So I feel like I'm like the calmest person. Everyone always says that I'll just stay calm in like these mad situations, and this is what really annoys me. Like, honestly, nothing frustrates me more than computers and just like non-productivity, just going around circles, and I'm not learning anything. I'd understand when you make mistakes and you go, I won't do that again. I'm not learning absolutely anything, because I'm going around in circles, pressing the same buttons, putting the same information in, and eventually I give up. And then another month or so goes, and I go, do you know what, I really do need to set this Google account up. And I end up trying again, and then just getting annoyed like I am now. So it's ruined my day, because I just think I don't understand it. Why is it so hard? Why can't you just chat to someone? Why can't you pick up the phone and phone someone and get on the other end to an actual person and find out what I need to do just to have my tiny little company on Google? But I know if I set up another company for call outs, they'll ask for insurance, and then I'll have to set up a different insurance for that company name, so I don't want to do that. And it's just like, oh,